Alright, so just saw the Sonic 2 movie and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. Before we get into the video, I do want to say that this is going to have spoilers for both the Sonic 2 movie and Sonic 1. So if you haven't seen either movie, now is a good time to maybe click off the video and then come back after you've seen them. What's the word, players? Welcome to another episode. I'm WordPlay. I'm a Christian that loves to play JRPGs, fighting games, and platformers. And I just saw the Sonic 2 movie, and here are my thoughts. In it, Eggman, who's played by Jim Carrey, returns to Earth from the Mushroom Planet, this time with the help of Knuckles. And the two of them are on a quest to find the Master Emerald, and Sonic and his new friend Tails are out to stop him. Now, let me just say right off the bat that I really enjoyed this movie. This was such a solid film, and it really does what a sequel should do, which is improve over the predecessor. Ben Schwartz continues to play his role as Sonic, and he is such a good choice for Sonic. I think he really works at making him sound like a young teenager, and I think he's just a very good fit for him. Hearing Colleen Shostany as Tails on the big screen was such a huge joy. For those who don't know, she's played the character Tails from the games for about a decade now, or over a decade at this point. And so it's just really cool being able to hear one of the game voice actors being involved in the movie. Idris Elba as Knuckles. I don't know who was it that had the idea to cast him, but Idris Elba really killed it as Knuckles. And I honestly think this is like my favorite portrayal of the Echidna in pretty much anything. It's kind of like a fish out of water thing that they've actually done for all three of the characters, well, three of the Sonic characters at this point. But his take on it is that he's like he comes from a warrior background, so everything that he sees on Earth is just like a contest of strength. It's just he just comes into everything with like a warrior mindset, which is very entertaining. Definitely kind of reminds me of how his early portrayals were in the games from Sonic 3 and more specifically Sonic Adventure, which was essentially just Sonic 3 but in 3D. I kind of miss that dynamic of Knuckles because he wasn't necessarily a bad guy, but more of just like a rival to Sonic. I kind of miss that dynamic, and this was just a really great portrayal of him. Jim Carrey as Robotnik just continues to work. I feel like it works even more so in this movie compared to the first one because of how the first one ended with him being stranded on that mushroom planet. He's definitely gone completely off the deep end, and now I feel like he's being molded. He's been molded to be more of like the Robotnik that I've kind of known, with looking the part, but the long mustache, the shaved head, and the suit, and him being obsessed with Sonic, which was kind of already the case in the first one, but now it's really the case after what happened after the first movie. Jim Carrey's portrayal of Robotnik kind of reminds me of that 90s Sonic cartoon, not Satayam, but The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. That Robotnik combined with the Eggman in the games, where he's definitely a threat, but he's also just very goofy and just all over the place. I feel like this is like a really great portrayal. I feel like Jim Carrey did a really great role as Eggman, and I definitely always love every moment that he's on screen. As for the human characters introduced to the Sonic movie, I think they did a pretty good job in this one. My favorite continues to be Agent Stone, who has a very interesting relationship with Eggman. Guy's questionable, but I like him. I enjoyed the Wachowskis. They have a very good dynamic between them and Sonic and Tails. Rachel, played by Natasha Rothwell, was very solid in this movie. I didn't really care for her too much in the first one, but here, with the wedding scene, I thought that they made her such a really funny character. Really great. Alright, let's talk about the movie for a sec. So, they, compared to the first movie, are pulling so much more from the source material, which is very much appreciated. I mean, with the introduction of the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald, to showing what happens to the echidnas, which is something that I was really hoping that they would have touched on more from the first one when they like showed them briefly in the opening, and now we get like more of a backstory with them and the owls apparently, because yeah, even in the main games, like the echidnas haven't been talked about in forever. In fact, I think like the last mention of them were in the Archie Sonic comics, which are no longer canon. It's been such a long time since anything in the Sonic franchise has touched on the echidna lore again, so this was a really pleasant surprise. It was really cool to see Knuckles' father. I definitely was not expecting Gun to make their appearance in Sonic 2, but yeah, Gun is now part of the Sonic movie universe, and with that comes something else which we will get into later. Super Sonic. Oh my gosh, I was so hyped to see Super Sonic. I honestly wasn't really expecting Super Sonic to actually make an appearance in this movie franchise, because I thought the closest thing that we were going to get to Super Sonic in the movies was when Sonic turns all staticky and his eyes turn blue and he goes like super fast and whatnot. I thought that was the closest thing that we were going to get to Super Sonic in the movies. But no, they actually showed just straight up Super Sonic at the end, which was like, yes. Oh man, that was so cool. Honestly, that whole sequence with him like finally being Super Sonic, it kind of reminded me of the opening to Sonic Unleashed, because that was probably the closest thing that we've ever gotten to like a full scale, like sort of a cinematic depiction of Super Sonic, and so it was just really cool being able to see this on the big screen. Speaking of pulling things from the games, there's a lot of references in the Sonic 2 movie that I really thoroughly enjoyed. Some of the ones I can think of off the top of my head were during the dance scene when Sonic pulled the SA1 box art pose. When they showed the helicopter that has the initials SA2 on it, which is reference to the helicopter in Sonic Adventure 2. So that was like a really like clever Easter egg. Other ones that I can think of was when they were in that temple to find the Master Emerald. When Sonic came in, he went down like the water slide thing, and that was very reminiscent to Labyrinth Zone from Sonic 1. Actually, it was like a lot of references to Labyrinth Zone that I kind of got from that whole scene, between the traps, between one trap in particular. It was like a trap that was launched from like a owl face thing, which felt very reminiscent to one of the structures, tiles from Sonic 1 in Labyrinth Zone. I'm not sure if that was a direct comparison, but that was a very clever Easter egg that still works from a story standpoint. Sonic taking in an air bubble when he was stuck underwater. There's probably more references that I can't think of right now, but I was very pleased with all the Easter eggs that they were throwing in there. Ooh, and one I forgot was that one encounter between Sonic and Knuckles when they were like side by side going at each other. I'm not sure if this was like a reference to Sonic CD, like the box art for Sonic CD was like between Sonic and Metal Sonic. I'm not sure if that's the correct comparison, but that's the kind of vibe that I kind of got from it. And if that was intentional, man, I'm just blown away by the kind of references that they were pulling. I really love the brotherly dynamic between Sonic and Tails, with Tails sort of taking on the role that Sonic had in the first movie of being, a fish out of water, coming to this new world, where Sonic now has had a chance to be in the, be on Earth for longer, and has kind of gotten used to it, kind of gotten comfortable with it, and it's actually starting to show more of that cocky attitude of like, yeah, like I got this sort of thing, and like he's showing, Tails around, showing him the ropes. I kind of like that dynamic between the two. It, in a way, if there was anything that I could say about it, that it might have felt a little bit too rushed, which is kind of funny because, and for the title of Sonic 2, of the Sonic 2 movie, you have like Tails' tail coming off of the 2 from the logo. So you would think that this movie would have more of a focus on Sonic and Tails, but ironically enough, I feel like this movie is more of a focus on Sonic and Knuckles. But I still think that Tails and Sonic had a really great like chemistry between them, and it really tugged on my nostalgic heartstrings to see like Tails carrying Sonic. That just really got me. Alright, and let's talk about that mid-credits scene. So I honestly wasn't expecting Shadow to make an appearance in this movie franchise at all. I was thinking in the back of my mind when they introduced Gun from the wedding scene, I was thinking in the back of my mind, wait, Gun and Shadow are like kind of like hand in hand. Is there a possibility that they would introduce Shadow into the movies? But like, how would that work? Like, they are just now starting to dive into like the Sonic specific lore and not just Sonic being on Earth. But no, they just straight up showed Shadow at the end of the movie. Like, oh my gosh. So now I'm really excited for Sonic 3, which they've already announced. And I think they've also mentioned that there's going to be a Knuckles TV series, which I'm hoping that Idris Elba continues to play the role. But if not, I mean, in any case, I really enjoyed Knuckles' portrayal in the movie, and I'm looking forward to that. Overall, I thought this was a great movie. If there was any criticism that I had with the movie, it might be with the wedding scene. Now, that being said, on the first viewing, I actually didn't mind it. I thought that it was pretty enjoyable, pretty funny, a nice little break. And like I said, it introduced Gun, and it gave Rachel some pretty solid character. So overall, I didn't mind the wedding scene. I thought it was pretty nice. But probably on repeat viewings, I might just like maybe fast forward the parts of the wedding scene just to, you know, get on with this main story. But that's probably the only criticism that I really have. But overall, I thought the movie was great. But anyway, that is my thoughts of the Sonic 2 movie. What'd you think if you had a chance to see it? Comment down below what you thought. And as always, if you're looking for a church to be a part of, I'm part of a non-denominational church. Down in the description below will be a link to our church locator so you can find one of our churches near you. If studying the Bible is something that sounds interesting to you, let me know. We can set up something through Discord. And I want to let you know that I do stream here on YouTube and on Twitch Wednesdays, every other Friday, and Saturday. So come watch me live. I'd love to hang out with you. And as always, if you'd like to hang out and talk more about JRPGs, fighting games, platformers, and everything else in between, why don't you spin dash into the like button and watch this video. Until next time, peace.